Hello and welcome back to Ray's Gaming and more Monster Hunter Wilds news. Quite a lot has happened in the last few days, from the official Black Flame gameplay and reveals to the pretty crazy Lagiacrus false alarm that happened. Now, more importantly than any of that is this announcement right here though. On February 4th, we're getting something big, yet again it would seem. A 20-minute Capcom spotlight, which will be followed by a 15-minute Wilds showcase. It'll be Ryozo himself running the news, and they've confirmed a new trailer, which would be trailer number 6 for Wilds at that point. And they say we're going to get more information about the open beta test coming up, so it's a pretty stacked event apparently. We're going to cover what we know, what we think from all the Wilds news this week. Starting by clearing the air about the confusion with Lagiacrus, the unfortunate event with IGN's final Wilds video for January. If you're unaware, Wilds had some sort of special agreement with IGN for the month of January. Throughout the last 4 weeks, IGN have been spamming out this exclusive gameplay, big reveals, tons of little details, and my personal favourite, lots of in-depth interviews with the Wilds team. So it's been very insightful and pretty cool. Through that, there's definitely been some accidental mistakes. The big one to call out would be the Gravios reveal during a video that was actually about cucking in Wilds. In that, you could see on screen a message to go hunt a Gravios, as well as not one but 2 Gravios icons on the map. That was how we learned that Gravios is back in Wilds, a pretty funny reveal. It was basically the next day when suddenly we got this full-on Gravios gameplay as a follow-up to that. But it was never made clear if that was all agreed, intentional, or planned marketing genius, or an accident, a messy mistake, so it resulted in slamming out gameplay as soon as they realized what happened, I guess. Now, who's to say what actually went down there, whether it was accidental or not, but what it does mean is the concept of an accidental reveal, if you're paying attention through this IGN stuff, has been a thing. So when these pants were shown in the final IGN special video yesterday, there was quite a reaction. Are those the Lagiacrus pants? Was this another accidental monster reveal? With all that talk of Leviathan models being so complex, the skeleton being mechanically difficult to work in games like this, and how they were thrilled to have it working and showing that with balahara, there was a lot of thought and hope that Lagiacrus could come back even if it wasn't an underwater version, especially with how incredible what we've seen has happened with the Black Flame and that new monster class. Well, unfortunately it was confirmed by Casey DeFreitas, an important person involved with all the IGN Wild stuff this month, that yeah, those are not the Lagiacrus pants. They're instead some Piragilgreaves, as it turns out. Those are the small Leviathan monsters you find on the Scarlet Forest map, rather than anything too special. So, if you heard about Lagiacrus being confirmed for Wilds in any form, well, know that it's sadly not true. At least, it's not confirmed yet, copium and so on. So that was that fiasco, but on the other hand, we still have more news coming in just a few days. We have that coming on the 4th, as we said. Information about upcoming games for Capcom as a spotlight, but also specifically highlighted was the Wilds showcase that follows on. Based on the tweet, we can expect 20 minutes to be about Capcom in general, and then after that, we've got 15 minutes for a Wild-specific showcase. So for those 15 minutes, we should have somewhere between 3 to 5 minutes for trailer 6, as they did say it'll include a new trailer, and then we're also going to get new information about the second beta too. What can we expect? Well, right off the bat, I think it's extremely likely we'll hear about the 4th locale. We imagine that there's going to be 4 locales, and if so, logically like the other games, it'll be the missing biome for this one, which will be a cold or frost theme that we've now come to expect. That's further backed up by the fact that we saw something to do with cold weather resist in terms of a food buff in the first beta. And there were also some details about sand and snow settings at 1.2, though I went to investigate that and couldn't see them myself. But even then, it does seem very much likely. If so, what will be in that trailer? To speculate reasonably on that, we can just look back at the last trailers, like trailer 5. In that we had the reveal for Rompompolo, a Jarrakan, and of course the apex, the Black Flame. That was for the oil well basin locale. Therefore, I would expect the reveal of at least 2 more probably new monsters, and then the apex on top of that for that locale. And we even have some kind of clue about what 2 of those multiple monsters could entail. Firstly, we still have that switch axe and the armor set from the switch axe weapon trailer to think about. Every other monster set, a weapon that was new and revealed then, has now been confirmed in all kinds of reveals and such since that point. The only one still not certain is that Switch Axe 1. The set looks interesting, pretty fancy and regal looking when compared to, say, the gnarly looking weapon. It's speculated just looking at the thing that it could be a monster related to crabs or maybe an insect, since it's quite the sharp, deadly looking weapon, like a piece of a monster slapped onto it, such as when you look at the arc of the axe, it almost looks like a crab claw, so a lot of people are leaning on that for that reason. But when I look at the armor set, I'm a lot less sure. It feels a bit too fancy for that. It reminds me quite a bit of Mizutsune's set, though obviously different. All we can say is that it's probably a monster that would fit into an ice biome, so it does seem likely that, yeah, it should be maybe finally revealed in the next trailer. On the other hand, we also have information about the Apex monster, and that comes from the interview with the devs about the oil well basin and new Udra the Black Flame. It was explained that they designed the Apexes with a key element in mind tied to the locale they're associated with. So Ray Dow, you've got the whole lightning or thunder, of course. For the Scarlet Forest, it's that water theme, which matches Duna, obviously. And now we have new Udra with fire and that volcanic region of the oil well basin. Therefore, whatever the fourth Apex is, if we're thinking it's to do with a frost element, then yes, it's probably going to have ice as a key feature and element that it uses, both in its design and mechanics. But technically there's one more thing we might expect from it, and that will be the name. The theme has been made clear now, Ray Dow. Duna, new Udra. I'm willing to bet that the name will be another variation of whatever that theme is. Some kind of new or do sound will feature, apparently. Also, outside of monsters, we should see the main tribe of that fourth region. We've seen the tribe in all the trailers now for each region, such as say the Wudwuds for the Scarlet Forest and the Everforged tribe in the Oil Well Basin in recent times. So whatever the fourth tribe of the fourth locale is, I imagine they're going to feature in that, and there'll be a good way to give them context to the region, the Apex, and the story there. What obviously we don't know is whatever that tribe's theme will be. The Windward Plain tribe rears seikrets, Wudwuds live and respect the nature of the forest, whereas with the Oil Well Basin you have the Everforged tribe, which are like crafty, smithy types. So you gotta wonder, like, what's the deal with the ice environment? What would a tribe there be doing? Hunting small monsters for like their fur or something? Or maybe there's a unique resource you'd only find in that cold environment. Whatever it is, I'm sure that'll be themed around it. But that's probably trailer 7. What will be going on with the other thing, which is the second beta and information about that? There's some pretty big questions there. Like, are they going to launch a benchmark after all? There was some confusion after the German Monster Hunter account posted some sort of mistranslated topic in regards to that. Rather than confirming a benchmark, they talked about how they're actually considering a benchmark tool. Personally, I'm hoping they do it though, and maybe they'll even announce it on the 4th. It's important for people concerned about if the PC can handle the game before they buy it. Obviously, they've made great promises, and I've been working hard on the optimization since Beta 1, which, by the way, was already a very old version of the game at that time. And they've now shown good examples of the progression of that. But, you know, you simply aren't going to know until we see the final version, the requirements, and maybe even test it on your own rig. By releasing a benchmark tool, that'd give you the way to do that and ease up a lot of concerns, which are absolutely going to come up again if they follow through with what they've said. Which is, with this second beta, it's going to be apparently the same version of the game we played in the first beta. Super behind the version we'll play at release by that point. It's also not meant to include the desired weapon changes that they announced before, let alone all that optimization. So I do think by launching a benchmark tool for the true version, that could kind of alleviate some of the issues that are no doubt going to come up with Beta 2. People are not going to realize it's an old version, have similar performance issues again, and that's going to spark controversy, no doubt. And I think that's going to happen no matter what they do. Even if they put some insane text across your screen when you play the game, it's like, hey, this is an old version, don't judge it by this or whatever. People are still going to have issues. Lastly, for the beta topic though, I'm also expecting that second mystery monster to actually be revealed. If you don't know, they announced it's the same beta in the Windward Plains, but they've added 2 more monsters to that run. The first monster revealed for that was Gypsaros, a returning monster for the series, but the second monster was left a mystery. All we know is that information about it is coming soon, so we expect that to be revealed on the 4th. Who will that be? Well, it needs to be one that fits in the Windward Plains, and that doesn't have to be a new monster, or even one yet not revealed. Logically, monsters that would fit there that we know about would be quematrice. That's in the Windward Plains. But also, there's an unused nest quite high up in the region. The original teaser for Wilds showed Rathalos flying over the Windward Plains. So I think there's a high chance it could be him as that second monster. But what do you guys think? Will it be one of those two or something entirely new, not yet revealed? It's all only a few days away, so we'll soon find out, and all we can do for now is speculate. A big question I see in the community these days is if they're going to keep any secrets at this point. I still think there will be at least a 7th trailer, maybe one for a launch, and if I have to guess about that content, I'd probably go for a story-focused one tied to Arkveld. You know, by that point we should have had all 4 locales revealed, if it does what we assume. There'll be the 4 apexes, and that'll be a good time to sort of tie it all together. From what we've seen from Arkveld and how it's hunting the other apexes, that just makes a lot of sense to me. But I do hope that there are some surprises left in the game, like some monsters not revealed, or maybe new and returning ones we don't know about. That'd be awesome. But yeah, I'm going to leave it at that for today. That's the recent news and of course the upcoming event discussed. I hope it was useful or just interesting. But yes, let us know what you're thinking about all of it in the comments. For now though, I've been Hollow, you've been you. Thanks for watching.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.